every time I went to a restaurant in the UK, I'd ask for extra chili. It just wasn't hot. And then over here, oh my god.
Don't need to ask. Put it down.
Halaltrip podcast.
Assalamualaikum and welcome to another episode of the Halaltrip podcast. You're listening to me, Hazira and Rauda. And today we have at Catch Flights Not Feelings from Instagram. Hello. Hi, this is Halimah, Ershad. Shake hands, please.
Hi, hello.
Nice to meet you.
Thanks for having me.
Do you want to shake hands?
High five.
Okay.
She came all the way from UK.
Yeah, so she has a very inspiring story, which I think even us ourselves, you know, we thought about it once, but we have never actually done it. So she, like what Rauda said, she flew all the way, she came all the way from the UK to be able to work here in Singapore. So maybe you can share a bit more on that. Like, how did it even happen?
So I joined a company called Dyson to do my studies. So they sponsored my degree. And I studied with them for 4 years. And as you know, Dyson is an international company. So they have a lot of offices and factories in Singapore and Malaysia. And as part of our graduation offer, the deal was to spend some time in these international offices, gain exposure to what they say the other half of the business. And as soon as they gave us that offer, I was like, yeah, I'm going. So I was 22 when I moved here.
Wow.
And yeah, I've been here for like the last 6 or 7 months now and really enjoying it.
So it's been 7 months, and you're only 22.
I'm 23 now.
23.
Yeah.
High five!
Really?
23.
Oh my god.
But how is it like, you know, moving abroad and like leaving your family behind?
Yeah, so actually Singapore life is very different. So where I was living for university for the last 4 years was a small village because the Dyson headquarters in UK is not based in the middle of a city.
Right.
So honestly, I was living the countryside life. I was going to work and then coming home and like cooking every day and just having my friends over for dinner.
Uh-huh.
And the weekend was walking through the fields of the countryside, like cows everywhere.
Oh, nice.
You know, it was a very, very chill, like slow pace of life.
Right.
And studying was hard because we were studying and working at the same time. So it was a pretty intense 4 years actually. And life here is so much different. Like
is it faster?
It's faster actually. So I was born and brought up in London, so I'm used to the fast pace of life.
Right.
And often I would go back to London from university because it got too quiet. And I needed to go back and like see my cousins and my family. But over here it's like full-time city. You know, like in the UK you would have to, like where I was staying for uni, I had to drive everywhere like half an hour to get to anything. But over here it's like MRT and you're there in like half an hour. Like
Yeah, you
it's,
know what they say, like Singaporeans would say, like, oh, you have to walk like 15 minutes and it's far.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But it's
actually
not.
Singaporeans don't like to walk, do they? I guess because you're just like dripping wet. But
It's really hot.
yeah, in the UK people like to walk.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, if it's cold, I don't
Yeah.
mind, I guess.
If it's the weather's better, right?
Yeah.
But we have like our train system stops everywhere. So
Correct.
Yeah, it's great.
Alhamdulillah.
Yeah.
But you know, even so, when I talk to Malaysians on like how, oh, this is very far, they're also like, Singapore is everything also far.
Yeah, that's
5-minute drive also very far.
Yeah.
But
We
yeah.
take it for granted lah.
Oh yeah, that's why.
Yeah.
So how do you like Singapore so far?
It's so good. I think the one thing is like how Muslim friendly Singapore is. UK is there are pockets of Muslims in certain areas. So the part of London that I grew up in has a huge Muslim population across all different ethnicities. So there's like Indians, Pakistanis, Somalians, Algerians, Turkish. Like yeah, it's huge. And then like being in Singapore, it's amazing. Like just so much halal food everywhere. There's mosques everywhere. Everyone knows what the word halal means. Everyone knows like Muslim, like
Right.
what Muslims believe in. But in the UK, less so. I think over here everyone is a lot more respectful of it. and yeah, it's really helped me fit in actually. And then yeah, apart from the halal food, which is great, the people are really friendly.
Oh my god, that's one thing that I'm like, oh really?
Really?
It's
Yeah.
good, you know, it's nice
It's
to
good.
hear.
Yeah. But I feel like there are some research which says that Singaporeans may not be as friendly. So it's like to hear that it's a
Okay.
bit. Okay,
I think
interesting.
Singaporeans are shy.
Right. Yeah.
But they're still friendly, just in a different way. I think in the UK people are shy and more outspoken.
You know what's interesting is that I feel like I've heard stories where they say like, oh, London is where a lot of Muslims are, or like you have Birmingham, which is like basically the Muslim community, right? So I thought Muslim or like Islam is normal there, is it not?
So yeah, it's a good question. So in every major city, you will find Muslims. So like you mentioned, Birmingham, London, Liverpool, Manchester, Bristol. So all the cities have areas and definitely have some Muslim population. It's because I guess we like to stick together, and because we like to go to the mosque. People like to live near a mosque, and they're usually in the cities. But also, if you go anywhere out of a city, you might end up in a village. So there's a lot of villages between cities around the whole of the UK, and there's many villages where there's zero halal food, zero Muslims, zero masjids. It's really common. So like holidaying, like going on holiday, like a staycation in the UK, it's difficult. So if my family, like during lockdown, for example, we did staycations around the UK, we'll have to take loads of halal meat with us and put it in the freezer wherever we're staying. And, we'll take like halal meat, our own utensils, that kind of thing. So definitely in the city, you'll be fine.
Right.
It's just anywhere that is not a city, it's more difficult. Because, English countryside, Muslims wouldn't want to live there because there's no other Muslims.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
No, but one thing I'm the most interested about is what it's like working in a tech company.
Okay.
Like, when I open TikTok, like my dream is to work in a tech company and be like tech girl, tech girl boss. Yeah. So can you explain to us like your experience?
Yeah, definitely. I say tech company. People are very welcoming, and there's a lot to learn because of how huge the company is, and they hire experts of the field. So a lot of my managers and mentors of the last few years have been so good at what they do. Like, it's really inspiring, and it also means that if I ask any question, they will literally know the answer about something very technical in their field. So I'd say big tech companies are amazing to learn, like good for mentorship. And yeah, if you're starting out in your career, it's really great in that sense. Like, I've learned almost everything I know about engineering from my managers. Like, I'm so grateful to all of them. Also, it's fun because they would, obviously, if they have a lot of money to throw at events and things, like they do a lot of events. So like Dyson will have like 1 or 2 like huge parties every year where they would you can bring your family and friends, which is really great. Like, in that sense, they care about their employees.
Yeah.
I guess the beauty of working in a smaller place is that you have more responsibility and you have more exposure. So in a tech company, if you're in a team that designs one part of the product, for example, one part of the vacuum cleaner, you'll kind of mostly focus on that. You won't have so much exposure to other departments. Right. But in a smaller company, you get to see how the company runs and sort of have exposure to loads of different departments, or which is a really good skill as well.
I'm curious, like, since you are working in a relatively big company, right? How big of a task were you given in such a big company? Because I think coming from a lean company, I think each person covers quite a number of things, and like we pretty much like do works like on a macro level. Mm-hmm. So I'm just wondering, like, how big, or rather, what do you usually do, in the daily life?
Yeah. So the task that you're given will depend on the team that you're in. So in engineering, say you were in the team that designs the attachment for the hairdryer, for example, right? All your work will be focused around that task. So every day you'll be working on attachments. You'll be working on the design, prototyping, so where you like make a model of it. You will test this attachment. Then you will work out the cost for that attachment. You will speak to the manufacturing team, the suppliers, to like find the materials, choose the color. So basically you could spend like many months or like even the whole year on that small aspect. Yeah, because you might not realize how long it actually takes to design like one aspect of a product. Like it honestly will take months and months. So yeah, it's a much more focused kind of package of work.
Right. Wow, that is actually a lot.
Yeah, that's why people at Dyson really love what they do, because they do it in so much detail.
Correct. And I think that you can get so obsessed.
Mm-hmm.
Although when it comes to the hands of the customer, it might seem very minute or very insignificant, but you design that product.
Yeah.
Oh,
Can you imagine like saying like, I design this
Yeah.
and like
secretly write your name there.
Yeah.
And like talking to the person who actually designing it and the thought process behind it. I think it's quite
It is amazing.
Can you imagine if someone just like picks up this attachment and is like, oh, this is useless. Like, how hurtful would that be?
Yeah.
very hurtful.
I think the engineer might cry.
Yeah. One of the videos that I watched on her TikTok that blew my mind is, not blew my mind, but she's like, oh, I want that, is when during her lunch, she has catered food. I know it might be so insignificant, but it's something that I think a lot of people want why they want to work in
big companies. Because you see, you're
taken care of. Yeah.
You see a lot of these similar TikToks, right?
Yeah.
People working at like TikTok, people working at like Google, they get like catered food, and the pantry. Is like, it's like infinite.
Yeah. I think they don't want you to leave and like go looking for food and like wasting time. Yeah.
Oh, that's true. They're probably like, why do you take so long?
Always a reason why they have sleep rooms. They want you to sleep there.
Oh my
god. We don't have sleep rooms.
And don't go home.
Oh my god. This is shifting my heart.
Yeah.
So it's been so how long is your attachment?
It's like 11 months. Yeah.
You have about how many more months?
Until December. Yeah, then I have to decide if I want to come back.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where, I mean, what are the other kind of locations that are available for you to choose from?
Yeah, so Dyson is recently opening up a few other offices around the world. So in Asia, they recently opened Philippines office. Then they have Malaysia. And then if I was to go back to the UK, I'd probably just go back to the office I was in before I came here, which is based near the city of Bristol. They also have offices around Europe, like Amsterdam, that kind of thing. But because I do engineering, it would be limited to where the engineering teams are based.
Malaysia would be nice. It's still near Singapore, and Malaysia also is huge. You get to explore like many parts of it.
And like we saw that, ever since you came to Singapore, that you work in Singapore, you also go to neighboring islands, which was really interesting. I must say that I think it's quite inspiring,
really,
to say the least. Because like I don't know, I feel like if I were to work in a different destination, I'll just be so focused on like trying to make myself feel accustomed to the tradition or whatever. Like I wouldn't really think about going out of the city. I feel like, although I mean, obviously, if I am comfortable enough, I'll go lah.
Yeah.
But then for you, I think, were you a traveler even before coming to Singapore?
Yeah, I love, like, my family loves traveling. We do small family holidays or even like big family holidays with all my cousins or my aunties and uncles, like 25, 30 of us together.
Wow.
So
a big bus.
Yeah. We really do love getting away from the UK, to be honest, because it's cold and like it can be gloomy in the winter. And
would you
want to get away.
Would you rather cold in London or hot in Singapore?
Hot in Singapore.
Really?
For now, let's see. I guess
it's
my mind
predictable,
soon.
right? The weather here, it's more predictable.
Yeah, and also like in the UK, right, when it's raining, it's so depressing.
Really?
Because the sky is literally grey. There's this thing called SAD, SAD. Yeah, you've heard of it, right?
Yeah, seasonal something depression.
Yeah. Surely you don't have that here, because you wake up and the sky is blue. Like, that just has to make you happy. Like, that makes me happy every day. Like,
okay,
just leaving my apartment and just seeing the blue sky.
Right.
Yeah.
I think I'm only thinking about the weather. The weather would be nice, but I didn't really think about the sky.
The mood and how it makes you feel. The sky.
Yeah.
Look up
We
next
need to
time.
be more.
Like, it was raining today. It was raining really heavily this morning.
Yeah, actually.
And can you imagine it was like
every day.
Yeah.
It's gonna be hard to get around.
And actually, like, you'll like step outside and you're like shivering and just like cold. And in the office, like in the UK office, I feel so cold. I just think, like, should I take my blanket in today? Like, so cold.
So this 1 year is gonna be a good break for you, lah.
Yeah. When I go back, at the end of this year, it's gonna be like peak winter in the UK. So I'm gonna get out of the airport and just have a shock to my system.
So I was wondering, like, before coming to Singapore, like, what were some of your initial thoughts about Singaporeans?
Yeah, so honestly, right, in the UK, I hadn't met a single Singaporean.
No.
Where are you guys? Yeah.
I thought there would be like students.
Yeah, there must.
Yeah, there must be
So
students.
there must be students.
A lot of tourists, for sure.
Yeah, definitely. I know in some of the big universities there are Singaporeans or Malaysians, but because I went to a smaller institution,
right?
Unfortunately, I didn't meet any. So I had no idea what Singaporeans were like. And I didn't even think about it much. I just thought, like, there's more Muslims there, and there will definitely be more females that I can make friends with, and that was enough. So I guess I kind of just went in blind.
Right. I think it's better to not think about it. I think too much.
Yeah, that's true.
What about Singapore? Like, do you have any initial preconceptions of the destination?
So there's other people in the UK office had been to Singapore before for work, so they told us a few things. Like, they were like, make sure you try durian, and they did actually tell us, like, Singapore is nearby to loads of other countries. It's easy to get around. Everyone said it was humid. Like, every single person I spoke to that had visited the Singapore office said it's hot, but you just have to get used to it. Yeah, I think, and everyone mentions hawker centers. Food for $3.
Food's cheaper
really
here,
cheap,
right?
Yeah.
Compared to the UK.
Yeah, exactly. I'm wondering what else. But yeah, I just had like small snippets, and actually before I came to Singapore, I spent so many hours on YouTube watching vlogs about Singapore. I even would watch them with my mom and dad.
Yeah.
We would just sit in front of the TV and just like watch. I remember watching vlogs about the food scene and all the cool areas to visit. Yeah. So
have they been to Singapore?
Yes, they visited me in May.
That's nice.
It was so nice, and got to travel around with them as well. Yeah, it was so nice. They liked it here.
Very cool.
Where
It was
did
so
they
nice
go?
to have them. Singapore, Malaysia, Indonesia, and then Thailand. Yeah, they did like 4 countries in one.
Wow.
Yeah, they loved it.
I mean, that's the thing, like when people who are from the European or like the London side, when they come over there is always a longer stay because you're already traveling so far, and might as well you just go through the destinations.
Correct.
And it's like vice versa, right? Like when we
Correct.
go to that part of the world, you also want to do a few places.
Yeah.
So, it's been 6 months. How are you feeling? Like, are you already feeling homesick?
Maybe a little bit recently, thinking about since the company asked us if we want to extend our stay, I've been like really thinking about like life back home. But I think it's still really great. It's still a lot of fun. I guess I've come out of that tourist phase now. So first few months I was just every day I was like, where should I go today? Like, where should we visit? Which tourist spot shall we go to? Where shall we eat? But now it's a lot more routine, and you kind of just finish work, go to the gym, eat dinner, and then just go to sleep, like watch Netflix. Like, the routine has definitely kicked in. The work routine, yeah.
Right.
You're like a local now.
A bit, yeah. save like all the hectic stuff for the weekend instead.
Do you think you can speak Singlish now?
I'm terrible at accents, but I can
Understand.
I can understand. Like, I will type some Singlish words if I'm texting my friends, but yeah, I can't say them. It just sounds really embarrassing when I say it.
Let's talk about catch flights, not feelings.
Yeah, sure.
So, what was your first destination? That brought you to catch flights, not feelings.
So actually, when I left the UK, I had no idea I would start this kind of platform.
Yeah.
This account. The first few posts I did were just about Singapore itself. So I've got some really like great colleagues from work who took us around, and then also when it was Ramadan, they took me and the other Muslims from my class to like Geylang Bazaar and stuff. So I did a few vlogs on like a few videos on that. And then it was really fun to make them and like see the views increase and like the likes increase. But the first non-Singapore post I did probably was, I think it was Malaysia. Yeah.
Where is it?
In Malaysia.
Yeah.
So when my family visited, we went to JB, KL, and Terengganu. So I did. I can't remember. I did a vlog on Terengganu.
Singaporeans go Terengganu also.
Yeah, it's quite random, right?
Smaller town, I guess.
Yeah, but it's really nice.
Yeah, it was.
Really nice.
It was so nice. Yeah, it was so nice.
What was nice about Terengganu? I'm curious.
Oh gosh, yeah. So we spent some days in Kuala Terengganu, like the city kind of bit.
Right.
And then we hired a car and went to the waterfalls, and oh my god, my life changed that day because I had never been to a waterfall like that before. And I was there with my family, and all of us, for us, it was like a first time experience, and it was so amazing. I was in awe, like just seeing the water tumbling down from so high, and like all the local Malaysian kids like jumping and swimming, and then the current, like we would just like jump into the current and it would just like drag you along. And then seeing kids jumping off rocks and diving into the water, and it's just so beautiful. Like, wow, like I wanted to like not leave that place. And in the UK we don't have such kind of, maybe we do and I haven't explored it, but that was my first time. Yeah, right? It was huge. It was called Sekayu. It was Sekayu waterfall in Terengganu. It was my first ever proper waterfall experience. Wow.
I mean, I haven't tried.
Me neither. The only time I've been in Terengganu, and this is gonna sound lame, is that my mom likes to go there to buy something.
Yeah, the cloth.
Yeah, you know, the one that the guys always wear. Because like they're known for making it handmade there. So a lot of in Malaysia, when you buy the handmade something, it's mostly from Terengganu. They're known for doing really, really good something.
Yeah. It's the one with the machine-ish, is it? With the benang, with the threads.
Yeah, but they do it by hand.
Yeah.
And then like, they have really fancy ones, fancy smanchy ones. Really nice ones. That's what I know Terengganu is for.
Yeah, I feel like we are like lacking a bit behind with that waterfalls. It's just
I'm like, what is this? Let me see. But Terengganu is like 7 hours away.
Oh yeah?
It's further than KL.
Because we stopped in KL for a bit and then went there.
Right.
Yeah, it's further. My mom just read a blog about it, and then she was like, let's just go here. And they had like it was and they had like a floating mosque, which was so beautiful.
Yes.
But then also
this one,
I don't know, that just
it's hard to
differentiate. A random one.
But then recently I went to Langkawi with my friends, and we went to some more waterfalls there. So amazing.
Yeah.
Why doesn't Singapore have anything like this?
I'm sorry.
It's like we don't have a countryside or somewhere nature to like escape to. So we go Malaysia.
Yeah, go Malaysia.
Correct.
Yeah. Just breathtaking. Like
Really?
I loved
Okay,
it.
if I were to go to Langkawi, where do you suggest?
Yeah, I'm gonna be uploading some vlogs. Soon.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna upload an
Stay
itinerary.
tuned. Stay
But
tuned as well.
it's quite a small island. My friends and I just hired a car, and then we stayed near Chenang, but then we just drove
Chenang.
around the whole island. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
What do you guys do there usually?
What did we do in Langkawi?
Yeah.
We were there for 3 days. So we spent one day on the beach. We did like parasailing and like swimming on the beach.
Wow.
One day at this waterfall, which was amazing. And then we ate loads of fresh seafood, which was so yummy. The next day we went back to the waterfall because it was too good. And then we went to a fruit farm on our last day, and they had like a fruit buffet.
Wow.
And I love all the fruits here, so that was really great.
One thing I know when I travel to Langkawi is that my driver, he was saying like, okay, if you're on this beach with the Pantai Chenang, do not speak English
Oh yeah.
because they will sometimes rip you
Tourists,
off
Yeah.
and like hike up the prices.
Yeah.
So it's better for you to speak Malay if you know how to. If you know how to speak Malay, just
Just stay
Right.
silent.
yeah, stay silent and just shut up.
Yeah.
Okay. But
But
Langkawi
yeah.
is a nice place. I've been wanting to go there for
Yeah.
a while.
Yeah, it was
Even
really
now,
nice.
I think there are more and more resorts coming
Mm.
up. You know, for like a lot more luxurious lah. If you can afford.
Yeah. It's nice to get away from like the busyness of Singapore.
Mm.
Would you say that's your best favorite destination yet?
I'd say so. The waterfalls are amazing. Right,
Yeah.
that's an experience that I don't think I've experienced. Like out of my like top life experiences, that has to be very high.
The
up
peak.
there. Maybe the top.
That's
Just how it makes you feel like.
right.
And also, it's my friends and I were saying like over here, the kids like in the waterfalls, they just seem so carefree and
Right.
like not stressed about.
How do you
You know,
not
like-
care about whatever is underneath the water?
Oh, no, but
You
like, it's
see
just
people
rocks,
do it.
right? It's just
No, I'm thinking like, okay, you fall in under the water. What if there's like a rock and then you hit it?
yeah, because you don't just jump anywhere. Like we only actually the local kids were so nice. They were like talking to us
Yeah.
and they were showing us where to jump, and they were
Right.
showing us there was a slide made out of because when the water gushes over the rocks, it makes it really smooth.
Yeah.
So they were sliding down this slide and they showed us,
Aw.
and then it's just such a simple way to like entertain yourself, right?
Uh-huh.
But in the UK, everyone is about like kids are on the iPad or like the TV,
Yeah.
and kids just don't want to go outside. But
yeah.
it was just such a refreshing experience over here. Yeah,
Feel like a child again.
yeah, and everyone seems so relaxed. But also Thailand is amazing. Like I only managed to go for a couple of days. I want to definitely go back, but the hospitality there is so good. Like all the sort of hotel staff are so respectful.
Yeah.
and they always like bowing when
Yeah,
you,
yeah,
when
yeah,
you
yeah.
like speak to them. The hospitality, yeah, that's also like one of my top life experiences.
Uh-huh. Yeah, you know, I think we also I think every year like annually we have a productive Muslim retreat to
Oh, wow,
Bintan,
yeah.
and we were always saying like, you know, people in Indonesia, they're always super
Yeah.
high on hospitality, and I think that spills over to like within Southeast Asia, you know.
Definitely.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
you haven't answered my question. What's your best destination yet? Just pick one.
Just pick one.
Yes.
So, oh my god.
Maybe like
I'll-
which place would you want to go back?
Yeah.
Go back again.
10 times.
Honestly, like Langkawi and Thailand, Phuket are the top two.
Okay,
Um,
okay.
I like both of them actually. It's too hard
Yeah,
to
you
Wow.
like beach
Yeah.
destinations like water. It feels like, you know.
It's so funny when I before coming here I used to love city holidays.
Huh.
I loved like the skyrise buildings and the lights at night, but after coming here the whole my outlook on nature just changed, and now I like also here the water is warm, like in the UK it's cold. So I think I'm starting to like the more nature relaxing kind of thing a lot more. I can appreciate it more here.
Yes.
Don't get me wrong, there are definitely like beautiful parts in the UK. It's like
Yeah,
how
yeah,
you
for
guys
sure.
like maybe not. It's like, you know, when something's closer to home,
Right.
you don't really want to explore it. 'cause
Yeah.
it's,
Right,
just
yeah.
like, it's always there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True. Yeah.
Yeah, I've not been to some MRT stations. She has explored.
Yeah. I think that's a whole lot of these that you need to finish up
Yeah, yeah.
thinking.
I've got
So we share everyone like what do you do to make sure that you cover the whole of Singapore?
yeah. So when I left the UK, I thought to myself, right, I'm gonna be in Singapore for a whole year, or like for a whole 11 months. That's enough time. It's a small island, right? The island is smaller than London.
Yeah.
That's enough time to see everything, see all four corners of the island.
Yeah.
So I gave myself a challenge to go to every MRT station in Singapore while I'm here, and not just the station, but actually leave the station and explore the area. I'd say I'm like 50-60% of the way. And yeah, I've got to explore like all the touristy areas like MBS and Chinatown, but also areas far away like Woodlands and like all the HDB areas like Punggol and stuff. So yeah, it's been good. I'm gonna make sure I take them all off before I leave this year.
When she told us about this, I was like, why would you do that?
I think some countries, some destinations, their train stations are tourist
Yeah,
destinations
yeah.
as well,
Like
right?
museums.
Yeah,
inside.
museums, right? I think we have some of
Red
those.
Hill or Red Hill.
Red Hill.
Yeah.
Because the walls are red.
Big.
Expo.
Yeah, correct. Huh?
Expo.
Why?
Because it looks like a UFO.
Oh.
When Singapore Expo first opened, it was a thing. It looked very
is it?
futuristic for its time.
Oh, right.
Now maybe not
Now
so
I
much.
know. Right.
Yeah. So that's one of my bucket list items.
But that's good. That's a good way to like make sure that you keep track and like
That's cool.
and like
Make
make
sure
sure
I
that
see
you.
everything.
But there are a lot of lines. You're gonna do Circle Line, Downtown Line.
Yeah.
Brown line, are you gonna wait for it to come up first?
But not LRTs, right? LRTs are too.
I haven't done the LRTs yet. Maybe if I have time.
Oh my gosh. All the best lah.
Thank you.
All the best. Honestly, I don't know what you're gonna see. You're just gonna see HDBs. But that's fine, right? 'Cause
Yeah, they're all
Travel.
different, right? They're
Yeah,
all
they're all
unique.
different.
correct. So the question is, if you could take a paid 2 weeks leave
Yeah.
off work, where would you travel to?
Okay, so I'd say if it was anywhere in the world, then like an area I haven't visited is South Africa, Zimbabwe. Like that's
Yeah.
definitely on my bucket list. Hopefully I can go soon. If it was around Southeast Asia, then I would say Philippines looks amazing, or like Vietnam where they have the is it Halong Bay?
Yes.
All the little islands and the boats. Yeah, like do one of like the boat cruises or something.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah. One or the other.
Nice.
Yeah.
I think a cruise would be really nice, you know?
A what?
A cruise.
Cruise?
Boat cruise. Yeah,
Boat
like I saw
cruise.
videos of people. They can like they have their own bedroom
Yes.
on the boat, and
And they're not small. They're not small bedrooms.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
really quite big bedrooms.
Yeah, they have their own balcony and stuff.
Yeah. And like imagine seeing the sunset. Ooh, romantic. Okay. So what's your biggest discovery since traveling in Southeast Asia?
So what's my biggest discovery since traveling in Southeast Asia? I say like the hospitality, like I mentioned before. There's so much attention to detail. Everyone is extremely sweet here. Actually, driving is fun around Malaysia. Driving, I know a lot of Singaporeans said driving can be dangerous in Malaysia. Sorry,
It's can't be. I think
really.
yeah, it's scary.
But I drive in London, and the amount of road rage in London, like this is fine. Like Malaysia was fine compared to that.
Is it worse? Personal
It's
experience.
just different in a different way.
Right.
I think it's not as bad as Singaporeans make it out to be.
Oh, okay.
And then yeah, the food here is just tastes way better than the food in the UK. Like
Probably because of the spice, you know?
yeah, the spice. Actually, one thing I have like a discovery, I guess. The chili here is hot, right? Every time I went to a restaurant in the UK, I'd ask for extra chili. It just wasn't hot. And then over here, oh my god,
Don't need to ask. Put it down.
I actually just can't believe how there's actual spice in the chili.
It's actually hot.
It's actually hot.
Have you
it's
tried
actually-
mala?
Yes.
Okay,
Oh my
do
god,
you
my
like it?
first mala experience was hilarious because I went. Me and my other friend from the UK went for dinner with some people from work, and they just told us like order these noodles, they didn't tell us what mala was.
Yeah.
And there were 3 levels, so I got the medium one because I'm like,
Yeah.
I can take spice,
Yeah.
you know. And then, oh my god, my mouth is like fireworks, and it's like, is this food gone off or something? And then they were like, no, what do you mean? And for ages, I was just trying to eat it, but I just could not eat it because my mouth was like
Watery.
like someone injected like numbing,
Yeah,
you know,
I
like
hate
yeah,
it.
like
Oh
it was
my
like at the
God.
dentist. But yeah, then they told me it was mala, so that was crazy. And then just the little chilies you get in the hawker centers. Oh my god,
yes.
yeah, I'm gonna
Yes.
take some back to
Chili
the UK
padi.
with me. Yeah, it's so good, and sambal is so
Yeah.
nice. But yeah, well, like now I know not to order the hottest level. Of spice. The
It's a
scales are
different-
different.
yeah, different scale.
Scales are way different.
Yeah.
But
But
it's
have you
great.
tried McSpicy?
Yes. Oh my gosh.
I would
I
personally
love
say
it.
that's our national burger.
Is it spicy for you? McSpicy?
It's the right level of spice.
Right,
I think
okay.
it's the right level of
Yeah.
tender, crunchy. Oh, it's so good.
Mhm.
Actually, McDonald's in the UK is not halal, so
Right. Yeah.
yeah, this is just so good.
Nice. What did I say? Nice.
McSpicy. Now you wanna have some McSpicy?
Yeah, I do. You know. I did tell Rada before this that
Yeah.
like last week I was craving some junk food and I ate McDonald's McSpicy like twice in a week. Although I know I'm gonna have like stomachache afterwards,
Yeah.
but I just had to, like, I needed that oil and that crisp and that chicken.
I see.
It tastes so good. So actually, like, I get what you mean. So if me and my family go on holiday in Europe, like I mentioned, not so much halal food, and then also not the spice level of what I like. So if we say we went on holiday for like a week or like 5 days or something, when we come back, we just go to like the spiciest restaurant we know, because we just have to reset our taste buds, because like for 1 week we've just eaten like bland food.
Yeah.
I get what you like when you just need that.
Yeah,
need
yes,
that
yes,
spice.
yes.
Yeah, I get what
Yes.
you mean.
Exactly. When I travel, as soon as I land in Singapore, I know I need
Yeah,
McDonald's. That's how I know I'm home in
Yeah,
Singapore.
Someone else told me that too.
Really?
That's so funny.
Oh
Yeah.
my God. But I guess it's just like, it's only in Singapore you can get this.
Yeah.
Y'all should try it if you come to Singapore.
Spicy. Yeah.
Okay, before we wrap up for today, I want to ask you, what's your advice? What advice would you give to someone who's traveling for work? I think we all talk about, traveling overseas for work. And I feel like as much as we talk about it, we don't actually know what it takes, to live abroad and leave your family and see everything back home virtually.
Yeah.
What's your advice?
I'd say, well, firstly, if someone is given the opportunity, like take it, even though you're scared.
Yeah.
I think it's an opportunity that doesn't come by often. So definitely grab it if you can. And then I'd say once you're in the country, working abroad, I think the biggest thing is to be open-minded, because no country is going to be like the country you are used to or the country you grew up in. People are different, food is different, culture is different. So being open-minded is really important. Like going out and speaking to people and knowing that, the way they speak might be different, or the foods they eat and the foods they like will be different. I think it's so important to like be polite and just absorb all the new experiences, and like try new things, and not just like saying no to things that might look different to what you're used to. I think that's a really useful piece of advice for myself as well. And then being mindful of like things in the workplace, being mindful of behaviors of people and habits and like how they work, like how meetings are run in a different country, or like how work is delegated. I think because there will definitely be differences in the way, even if it's the same company, how it's run in different countries. So yeah, taking that on board, like for example, being mindful of like don't shake a Muslim woman's hand, for example. Trying to learn all those things is really important, to make sure that you don't offend anyone, and that you can integrate well into the new area that you're in. Yeah.
And I think that even if you make a mistake, I think it's good to just acknowledge it.
Just be polite and honest. Definitely don't be like arrogant or anything.
No bad blood.
Yeah.
All right, thank you so much, Halimah, for coming.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
We hope you enjoy the rest of the 4 months. 4 months, 6 months. However
Like
months
3
left.
months. Yeah, 3 months.
3 months left to your attachment. And hopefully you sign on and stay in Singapore.
Yes, yeah, and it's great to meet you guys. It's, not a lot of like Muslim women in my workplace, so it's great to meet some.
Heart shape.
Oh, yes, thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us today. If you want to check out Halimah's videos, her tech girl videos and her travel videos, go ahead and check out her Instagram as well as TikTok
Yes.
at Catch Flights Not Feelings. We'll have the link down below in the description box or somewhere here maybe. For those of you who are watching this episode, thank you so much for watching. If you haven't watched our past episodes, thank you. Go ahead and watch it if you haven't. But for now, thank you and goodbye, everyone.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Alright guys, thanks for listening. So we'll see you on the next episode. Don't forget to give us a shout out on anchor.fm/the Halal Travel Podcast. Your voice message could be featured in our next episode.
Yep, and if you have any advertising and collaboration opportunities, contact us at info@halaltrip.com. That's info@halaltrip.com.
Also, don't forget to follow us on our Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at Halaltrip. We're also now on Telegram and TikTok. Until next time, get inspired, go and inspire others.